This video is on how to calibrate a thermal flow sensor on a D level and up system, not including PLC controlled panels. So first what we would do is open up the panel and disconnect the signal wire from the, and how to do that is there's a terminal block that has a disconnect blade. Just slip that open, pull it out, just like so, and then we're done. Now we've got our signal wire disconnected, and now it won't alarm the system while you're running it, because you're going to need to run it above and below that alarm set point that you're going to be setting. From the factory, we set these up with a 10 turn down for a high teach and then a 20 turn down for the alarm output. So this system here is a 3 gallon per hour progressive cavity pump, so we set it at 0.3 gallons per hour for the high teach. I'm going to have my coworker help me out here, and we are going to show you how to do that. First, we turn the system on and let it run for a little bit to make sure that it settles out and we are getting the best flow that we can going through the thermal flow sensor. With that being said, we've already set this one at the 0.3 gallons per hour on the thermal flow sensor, or on the display here. By doing that, we just do the local speed control, up and down. And then, so we got that set at 0.3. Now, come over to the thermal flow sensor. This one has been factory reset, so if you notice the red light on it, that one will need to be, should be orange right now, so we need to change the state on this thermal flow sensor. To do that, we hold down the low teach or the left button for about 15 seconds. You see the green light go solid, it'll start blinking, and then keep holding it. Then you have the 4 orange lights, and then the other side will start flashing. Once it flashes, you let go. Now you see an orange light. That switched the states. So depending on the system and how that state needs to be, this is our normal operating area that we need to be in though. So if it's not orange when it's not running or when it's in an alarm situation, then it's wrong. So you need to change that. So, but now we're at 0.3 still, and we've been running for a little while. So now we're going to go ahead and do our high teach on this thermal flow sensor. See the green light go solid, it'll start flashing, and let go. You've just done your high teach set. So now at this point we would bring this down to 0. On your system it will be a little bit different if you know your numbers, but if not, then you just bring this down to 0 so we can do our low teach. So from the factory, this is how we do it. So now we've got it on our low teach, and if you notice, the green lights are disappearing. The red light turns orange. And they keep kind of disappearing a little bit even more. So we're settling out, so we let this run for about a minute or so. Huh? Yeah, at 0 speed. So we've let it run for a while, and it's pretty much stopped going down, so now it's settled out. So we're going to do a low teach. We're going to hold the other opposite button. Green light turns solid, it'll start flashing. Once it starts flashing, you let go, and it's done the low teach set point. Now we will turn it back up to the 0.3, which is where your high teach set point is. And if you notice, those lights will start coming back for us, and then the orange light should turn red. Like that. And we're gonna go ahead and let that run for a second and let it settle out again. And as soon as we're ready, we'll go ahead and do another high teach on this calibration. The reason to do that is to really make sure that it optimizes your flow window. So we're gonna do the high teach again. You notice the green light turns solid. It'll start flashing, and we'll let go. Now at this point, we've done our high teach, low teach, and high teach. So now we've got a good window that this thing is looking at. Now we can fine tune that switch point right now by just tapping the buttons back and forth. When you get it from the factory, it will be set to the number 5 spot, which is about 50%. So now we can actually turn this thing down to our 20 turn down point, which is going to be a 0.15. And if you notice, the lights will start disappearing, and it'll get down to about where the red light is, and the red light should turn orange, and then it kind of just hangs out for a while. Now, normally this would alarm right when the light turns orange, so you wouldn't be able to experience it just hanging out in the center there. Maybe. Wow. Now this is a good opportunity to, there we go, now it's orange. So that would have normally shut your system down and you would have gotten an alarm. So now that's a good opportunity though, because now with that being said, we can actually, if you notice that or get that, you can actually fine tune this switch point by moving that red light back and forth left or right. If you're getting nuisance alarms, move it to the lower side or the left side. If you're getting not enough alarm, or when you think you should alarm, it's not alarming, but it's getting real close to that light, you can move that light to the opposite direction, towards the right, and it will alarm out quicker. It's kind of like treating it like a time delay on the switch point. Now, after you've got all that done, you can turn your pot back up a little bit, make sure that it's in that running state, so the red light is back on. And then you can either turn the system off or open the panel. All we need to do is we need to put that blade terminal back to that signal's position. So depending on what your guys' process is on electrical panels, if your plant requires you to shred it down before you open it, you can. Otherwise, go ahead and open it while it's running, put that blade back in like that, close the panel back up, and if you really want to, you can go ahead and test the fact that it actually works and turn the dial back down to where you know it's going to alarm out, and give it a second or two, let those lights go down. And if we did everything properly and everything is wired properly, we should get an alarm. And it just shut off. So now we got that alarm, and then we've got low polymer alarm, and everything shuts down. To get it back up, you'd have to turn it off to reset it and then back on. Thank you for listening, and I hope this has been helpful.